Having a good grounding in mining aids you in part when moving into the field of crafting. Crafting depends heavily on resources obtained by miners, and also on the market of miners and hunters that purchase the crafted equipment. Tailoring, a subset of crafting, has dependency on both the hunter and the miner to create the fashionable clothes that Entropians wear. To begin crafting, you must purchase some key items. The first is a blueprint book. Second, you will need to obtain some blueprints. These items are available from the technician. Technicians are NPCs similar to the auctioneer and can often be found with the auctioneer. As you are new to crafting, it's important that you start with basic manufacturing. The blueprints that suit little or no skills are to be found in the equipment category. Activating the technician gives us a similar screen to that of the trade terminal. First, navigate to the blueprint book section, and then equipment blueprint. Drag the equipment book into the purchase window. Now we've selected the book, we need to select the blueprints. Collapse the blueprint book section and expand the blueprints section. Now select equipment blueprints. Here you can see a selection of blueprints or BPs. We are going to purchase all three of these. Before we can use the blueprints, they must be placed inside the BP book. Simply open the inventory window and navigate to the Documents section. Here you can see the blueprint book and BPs we just purchased. To place the BPs into the book, simply drag them onto the book. To view the BPs in the book, you just double-click on the book. You can see the book has pages at the bottom. These correspond to the different levels of blueprint. To close the book, click on the X icon in the top right hand corner. Before we can get started, we need to make sure we have the resources required by the blueprint. Open up the blueprint book again and right click on the Basic Filters blueprint. Ensure you're on the Show Detailed Information page. Here you can clearly see that the design requires 1 unit of Listerium and 1 unit of oil. Closing both the information window and the blueprint book, we can now navigate to the Materials and Money section in the inventory screen. Here you can see the oil I gained whilst mining, but I purchased some Listerium to match the amount of oil I'd gained through mining. This is because the BP requires a 1-to-1 ratio between the two ingredients. Be careful about how much you pay for your resources, as this will determine how much profit or loss you make at the end of the run. We have the blueprints, we have the resources. Now all we need to do is find a machine to do our run on. There are many different crafting machines, however all BPs can be processed on all machines. I'm going to pick this machine here and simply activate it as we have done with all the other terminals and NPCs. You can now see the crafting interface. The first thing we need to do is open our BP book and select the basic filters BP. We select the BP by simply clicking on it once. You can now see the BP has been placed into the crafting terminal. We can now close the book and select the materials and money section of the inventory screen. We now need to place our refined resources into the crafting terminal. Simply drag the resources onto the terminal's resource window. Now we have placed the required resources for the recipe, we can begin the procedure. Before we do, I'm going to explain some of the elements on the screen. Along the side of the crafting screen is the cost bar or chance of success bar. Your chance of success goes up with your skill levels. It will also go up with increases in your blueprint's quality rating. The quality rating, or QR, of the BP can be seen here underneath the BP. This slider control allows you to set the quantity condition ratio. By leaving the slider set to quantity, you will get a more average return rate than if it was to be set on condition. However, you have a greater chance at creating a higher number of items when setting to condition at the cost of more failures. When crafting non-stackable items, quantity again gives you less fails on average, but using condition will allow you to create an item at full repair. But this means greater risk of failure. To start crafting, simply click on the Manufacture button and the process will begin.
Chat with me.
Once the processing has ended, you are given a message explaining the outcome here. If you succeeded, the loot window will appear with the result. Now all you have to do is repeat the process until you have depleted all of the resources. When you have finished your run, you can then assess your returns and decide on what to do next. Always research the market value of the products of your crafting, including the residue. You have now learnt the 3 core professions in Entropia Universe. In the following guides, I will explain the other professions, social interaction, and advanced key bindings.